I'm hugely excited to see that you are using ULLs as part of the protocols and so on now, which is exciting. Why don't you test 125 hertz?
This was a retrospective study, and we basically sort of took the measures that were routinely obtained in the clinic at that time. You're quite right that some people are specifically bothered by low frequency sounds, and a measure at 125 hertz would be useful, and I think that would be recommended for future studies. Yeah.
This is the best place to ask this question, because this is something that they, as a group of scientists who have come together to talk about sound sensitivity disorders, this is the best place to differentiate between recruitment and hyperacusis.
Yes.
So I'd like you to explain to us, do you think hyperacusis and recruitment are the same, or can they coexist, and how do you differentiate between them?
According to what I have read and what I have seen the patients, I say hyperacusis and recruitment is completely different. And generally, recruitment you can see more with respect to sensory neural individual, specifically to talk sensory loss, okay, where they say that uncomfortability level till one point they hear normal, and after that suddenly abrupt uncomfortable, that is more with respect to recruitment. Where in hyperacusis, what I feel is hyperacusis can be there in normal hearing individual also, whereas recruitment usually you can, or most of the time you can see only in individual with sensory loss.
You cannot expand misophonia, personality disorders, as all of them have misophonia.
No.
But a person with misophonia may have personality disorder, so they can be coexisting.
Yes, I don't know exactly what kind of personality disorder is, probably OCPD, but I think also for avoidant personality or paranoid.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jaffe, for fantastic presentation. And I just wanted to ask this, DBT has a lot of evidence-based for helping people with suicidal ideations, and as you're using this technique for patients with misophonia, what is your evaluation on the proportion of people with misophonia who may actually have suicidal ideations?
So I can't give you an actual number, but I can tell you that I hear that often. I have a little informal screening that I do when people first come to see me, and one of the questions is whether they have thought about if they've had suicidal ideas on a scale of 1 to 10, and or 0 to 10, most of them are 0, but there is a portion of low numbers, and then every now and then a higher number, and that's where I start with those people. We start with that, and we look at what is the meaning of life and what do they want from, get more existential about it.
So for your patients with misophonia, did you work to have CBT?
Well, of course.
Well, you're asking me, I'm very biased in answering that information, and for two reasons. First of all, is I like them to improve, but nevertheless we only offer 6 sessions, whether they improve or not. And these 3 patients that I discussed, yes, they did improve, and but this is the lowest level of evidence. Maybe people who do not improve do not come back for a follow-up session, so I don't see those patients. So I can't really comment on whether the treatment actually is effective or not. But I talk about the mechanics of it. It's a good question.
Hi, thank you. I just have a question whether you had any chance to collect any data on how long the patients that you recruited in your study suffered from both tinnitus and hyperacusis comorbidly, or whether they always had one or the other first and then went on to develop the other.
They must have tinnitus for more than 6 months, and we have patients with 6 or 7 months with tinnitus, and others with 30 or 35 years. Concerning hyperacusis, I'm not aware because it was not. We did not collect that data. As I told you, tinnitus is the main problem of the patient, so I cannot reply about hyperacusis.
Some of the ancestry tests, I believe 23andMe genetics test, it comes up with a gene which may or may not be valid, but it also comes up with a profile of where your history comes from. And one of the slices on that pie is Neanderthal.
Mm-hmm.
And I am really curious whether people with misophonia are more likely than the general population to have that slice, because they are so reactive in the same way that caveman would have been to sounds that the rest of us pretty easily dismiss. So that's one comment. I have one other thing, but if anybody wants to do that research, go for it.
Well, we have heard about that also for the, I mean, this thing that you are mentioning, it's not just for this population, it has been mentioned to other types of disorders also. It may be a portion of the Neanderthal pie belongs to this group too. But yeah, that would be interesting to look at.
Do you not think that accommodating this problem will actually promote an avoidance behavior and in fact delay people from getting the help that they need to overcome this fear?
Excellent question. If a student is taking a test, they're going to fail that test. They don't care about the treatment. So at that moment, I want someone to help me to have a quiet place so I can concentrate and take my test. I completely understand that that you're asking that also why they are not getting a treatment. First of all, not everyone is aware that they have misophonia. There are many that just people are coming and say, okay, I know I have this now. I never knew that I have this. So that we are seeing a lot of people with this condition, they don't even know that they have it. We are starting a study at the university, and one of the research people, who's a physician also, she says that, I think I have that. She's part of IRB. She said, I think I have that. And she has no. I was talking to two very kind of pronounced neurologists at the university. And I said, I'm going to a misophonia conference in London. I said, what phonia? Misophonia. I said, what is it? Physicians are physicians who are in academia. They have never heard the word misophonia. We got an email for Dr. Jaffe that all of us are circulating among us. This person is a neurologist. Is complaining that why there is no research.
He's a neurologist and psychiatrist.
And psychiatrist. This person said why there is no research about misophonia. In some sort of anger.
Not good enough research.
Good enough research. What as I told you, is pretty new. I mean, we don't know that much about it. That's why we are groups like us and many other groups around the globe. We're trying to find out what else needs to be done. But if a student comes and tells me that, I have this problem, I'm not going to send them for therapy first. I'm going to send them solve their problem right away over there. Find a place that this student at least can get some sort of accommodations. And then find a treatment.